Today on Hearts of Heroes.
Avalanche!
A heart-pounding avalanche rescue. And it's all caught on camera.
It's dark. You cannot move.
Beacon on search! Beacon on search!
Whoever this is under here, we've got to save him.
Dig around the helmets. Keep his nose clear.
This could be it for him.
And later,
Anthony, can you come on up here, please?
a touching tribute to the heroes of seasons past.
To see that reunion take place, they're all my favorite stories.
Heroes don't just step in to help, they jump in without hesitation.
In the winter, Utah's mountains transform into a stunning playground for snow sports. But seasoned outdoor enthusiasts know that with beauty comes danger, none more threatening than avalanches.
These torrents of snow often happen in a heartbeat and can completely engulf people. In our next story, a group of brave Good Samaritans were on hand to step up in an attempt to save the life of a man submerged in the snow.
If you're a snowmobiler, there is no better playground than northern Utah's Wasatch Mountains.
We're fortunate enough to live in probably one of the best riding areas that there is anywhere.
The peaks are anywhere from 10,000 to 14,000 feet in most areas where we ride.
But the sport is not without its dangers, one of which is the risk of avalanche. So, experienced and prepared sledders carry location beacons and avalanche packs.
They look just like a backpack. When you pull them, they inflate and they make you more buoyant, so you should hopefully float to the top of the slide.
In January 2024, heavy snow blanketed the area.
It was a fantastic day. We had just gotten 3 to 4 feet of snow. We were all super excited.
Dustin Sweeten, his son Ammon, and their friends were all enjoying the fresh powder.
Got up there and the snow was beautiful, so perfect riding.
On a nearby slope, avid snowmobilers Bob Tillotson, his son Jake, and some other friends decided to explore the untouched snow.
That day we were able to get off the trail early and get into some deep snow.
Eight of us, just some real good riding buddies that we have. It's like, okay, we're gonna have some fun today.
I was down in the meadow with my dad and his buddy, and he just mentioned to me, hey, we're gonna go test these sleds because they both just got new sleds and they want to see how they compare.
Me and a friend were riding side by side, going up, and he kind of passes me a little bit. And so I turned around, was coming down the hill.
Suddenly, an avalanche.
One of my buddies, he saw the avalanche break. So he got on the radio and says, slide, slide, which means an avalanche.
And then I heard avalanche on the radio.
I heard that right exactly when the avalanche hit me. He just picked me up, threw me over the handlebars. It's kind of like being in a washing machine, being thrown all over the place.
The snowslide hit so hard and so fast, Bob didn't have time to deploy his avalanche chute.
I didn't ever think it was going to stop. It just kept going and going and going. Finally, it just stops.
In an instant, Bob was buried under 5 feet of packed snow.
When I got up there, all I saw was my dad's buddy, half buried in the tree up the hill. I asked him where my dad was, and he said, I don't know, he was right behind me. And that's when the panic started to kick in.
The rumble shook the mountainside, alerting other snowmobilers to the emergency. Fortunately, Dustin and his team were a safe distance from the avalanche, but they knew others might not be as fortunate.
We looked over on one of the mountains and we noticed it had slid. And I said, let's go check it out.
They rode their sleds to the scene, unaware that Dustin's son Eamon's helmet cam was rolling.
Are you guys good?
He's got him uphill.
Is anyone buried?
One of Bob's friends called out for Eamon to put his beacon in search mode, hoping it would pick up a transmission from Bob's transmitter buried under the snow.
Everyone go to search. Turn your beacons off. Go to search.
When they said, "Is your beacon on search?" I knew, oh no, we got someone buried.
Bob was buried somewhere in the snow, with only minutes left to survive.
It's dark. You cannot move. You can't hear anything. It's just quiet. The pressure is just immense. 5 minutes is usually the deadline. If you don't find a person by then, they're done.
Coming up, the rescue hits close to home.
Someone said, does anyone know who this is? And my son looked up and said, Dad, this is Bob Tillotson.
But first, a tip to stay safe while enjoying the snow.
For many, hitting the slopes is a highlight of the year, but staying safe is as crucial as the adrenaline rush.
High speeds and unexpected terrain come with the territory. So if you're sledding, skiing, or snowboarding, always wear a helmet. Many helmets offer enhanced safety and comfort with features like dial-to-pit adjustments, fog-free visors, and multi-layered cushioning to protect your head in case of a spill.
If you don't own a helmet, rent one. They're readily available at most ski shops. Remember, before you hit the slopes, helmet up for a safe and sensational ride.
When an avalanche hit Utah's Wasatch Mountain Range, snowmobiler Bob Tillotson was swept up in a tidal wave of snow. Now, he was buried with only minutes left to survive.
I thought of a million things in that short amount of time. The panic kind of kicked in. I thought, if I don't settle down, I'm going to die. I just had to start praying. I said the most sincere prayer you could possibly imagine.
Everyone go to search. Go to search.
Fellow snowmobilers desperately tried to find him. Then, one of the searchers noticed a slight shift in the snow.
I was able to move this hand, just my fingers, just a teeny, teeny bit.
And so we basically dropped to our knees.
I immediately start my sled back up, go over to the side. By the time I get over there, there was 3 or 4 people digging.
We had no idea how long he'd been under. We just knew we had to get to his face as soon as possible so he could breathe.
Somebody call emergency. They can't get here in time.
Dustin knew it could take hours for rescuers to arrive. The group of snowmobilers were now the man's only hope. This seasoned outdoorsman had taken a number of emergency courses and took the leadership role.
Dig around the helmet. Keep his nose clear.
He just started taking charge. You want to have one person who says what everyone should be doing. It just makes it more organized.
Keep his mouth clear. Guys, we're getting too much down on his face.
The only thing that went through my mind is whoever this is under here, we've got to save him.
Though barely conscious, Bob could still feel the weight of the snow crushing him.
I thought my heart was going to burst right out of my chest. It was physically painful.
We also got to uncover his chest because he's probably got a lot of weight on him.
The pressure is incredible.
We pulled his helmet off. At this point, he was purple, was not responsive, and I had no idea who it was.
You might know him? Yeah, it's his dad.
And my son looked up, recognized Jake, and said, Dad, this is Bob Tillotson.
Dustin! This is Bob Tillotson, dude.
Dustin realized Bob was not a stranger. They had known each other for nearly 40 years.
All of a sudden, it went from not being very personal at all to being very personal because I knew him.
Hey, Bob. Stay with us, Bob.
We cannot let him die. We've got to get him out of here.
We got to get his leg.
It was terrifying.
Coming up, for friends and family, it's a race against time as Bob's life hangs in the balance.
This could be it for him.
Hey, stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Come on, dude.
After being caught in an avalanche high atop Utah's Wasatch Mountains, snowmobiler Bob Tillotson was buried alive.
By sheer chance, Dustin Sweeten had also been riding in the area. He was stunned to find out that he was helping to rescue a decades-long friend.
We cannot let him die. We've got to get him out of here.
With Bob's condition unknown, his son did his best to hold on to hope.
It was a lot of emotions.
Stay with us. Stay with us.
Come on, dude.
Never been in that situation where this could be it for him.
After 10 minutes of feverishly digging, Bob was pulled from the snow.
Okay.
He's got bad knees, so watch out.
Next thing I know, I could breathe and see daylight, and there's people around me.
But Bob was still in danger. After being trapped in the ice and snow for an extended period, hypothermia had set in.
We built a pretty good sized fire so we could try and warm him up. We put a space blanket on him.
For more than an hour, the men worked to normalize Bob's body temperature. Incredibly, Bob survived without major injuries. In fact, he insisted on driving his own sled back to home base.
Because I was in so much pain, I pictured that it was going to be just painful to try to hang on to someone else. So I thought I'd just ride my own sled down.
After the men got home, Ammon realized something amazing. He had caught the entire rescue on his helmet cam. He called his father.
I said, get over here, I want to see it. By the time we were done, we were just bawling. And my wife had a different appreciation for what had really happened. Once she saw it and how traumatic it was, she was just grateful and thankful.
Then they shared the video with Bob.
It was a very hard thing to watch. There was a lot of tears. We had to stop it a few times, kind of get recomposed. It was a moment of just intense emotion.
That day on the mountain taught Bob some profound lessons.
It's a life-changing deal, for sure. I was given a chance for life again. I was given a chance to be around my family.
Bob is able to share his story with all of us thanks to some caring snowmobilers and one old friend who was at the right place at the right time.
It couldn't have been anybody better to be there. It really was a miracle that they were up there. By the time we would have gotten to him, it would have been way too late.
I don't think that's any special thing that we did. It's just something that I would think anyone would do. If people are in trouble, you help them.
How do you say thank you to someone?
I don't know. Thank you for being the man that he is.
Coming up, a special tribute to some of the heroes from our past seasons.
This is unbelievable that these people risk their lives for total strangers.
But first, another tip to help keep you cautious in the cold.
The winter months can be beautiful, but they also bring a host of dangers. It's crucial to know how to stay safe when winter weather hits.
When snow and ice start to build up, stay indoors as much as possible. If you must go out, dress in layers and wear insulated, waterproof clothing. Layering helps retain body heat and prevents hypothermia. Always wear proper footwear with good traction to avoid slips and falls. Ice can be very slippery, even if you can't see it. If you must drive, make sure your vehicle is winter ready with all-weather or snow tires and a full tank of gas. And never leave home without an emergency kit in your car.
Snow is beautiful, but it can be dangerous. Don't let the winter wonderland fool you. Be prepared, stay alert, and always prioritize your safety. Over the years, we have met hundreds of incredible men and women who have both inspired us and touched our hearts. It's their dedication and selflessness that makes Hearts of Heroes what it is.
In celebration of 6 incredible seasons, we gathered some of these amazing heroes together to thank them and look back at some of their unforgettable stories.
The Hearst Tower, completed in 2006, is a 46-story glass and steel skyscraper located in Midtown Manhattan. And it's here where we gathered to honor over 100 first responders and recount some of their amazing stories.
Good evening. We're here tonight to celebrate the kickoff of season 6 of Hearts of Heroes, but more importantly, to celebrate the first responders who give selflessly of themselves every single day, many of whom are in this room.
I started in the restoration business 39 years ago.
and I saw a firefighter carrying a woman out on his shoulder and nothing but blaze behind him. And I said, this is unbelievable that these people risk their lives for total strangers.
We have this front row seat to watch that heroism and to watch the bravery happen in real time. You're always there. So thank you.
And I would say we've been able to be on location and reunite victims with those that have saved them, and to see the tears falling in the gratitude given to a person that saved a person's life. They're all my favorite stories. And on this evening, we got to share a couple of those stories with our audience.
Like the one featuring Anthony Perry, a Good Samaritan who rescued a man on a high-voltage train track.
I look down on the train track, I just see a guy just shaking lifelessly, and I can tell he's in distress. I don't see nobody taking action, so I figured why not step in and help.
After 3 attempts, Anthony was able to get the man off the track, but his heart had stopped beating.
So I flip him on his back and I just perform chest compressions.
Anthony, can you come on up here, please?
Yeah.
That is what a hero looks like. Anthony, what was going through your mind?
You see a guy like in distress and need help and dying, I mean, it's like, what do you do? I gotta say, I wasn't really thinking about myself or what could happen to me, but just better off, like, what can I do to help? And that was about it.
Unbelievable. Now he is today on the fast track training to become a member of the Chicago Police Department.
Absolutely.
One of our most unbelievable rescue stories was that of Jordan Schoen, a 16-year-old who crashed his ATV 40 feet down an abandoned mine shaft. A concerned neighbor watched as first responders arrived at the scene.
Bill Kelsey transported 15 rescuers and equipment to the mine. But once Jordan was pulled up from the ground, his life hung in the balance.
Jordan's injuries included severe brain injury.
The medical staff gave his parents a grim prognosis.
He most likely will never know who you are. He'll probably never walk. He probably won't talk. He'll be combative. It was the worst moment of my life.
Miraculously, after almost 2 years of intense therapy, Jordan made a full recovery, thanks to a team of first responders and a caring bystander who stepped in to help. Bill.
Yes, sir.
A layperson, an innocent bystander. When did you realize what an impact you had not only on this rescue, but on another person's life?
When I saw Jordan for the first time, it was cool. So, thank you.
Obviously, 2 heroes here. And I bet somebody in this crowd is wondering, where's Jordan? How is Jordan? He is with his girlfriend right now and her family in Croatia, overseas, living it up. And in fact, we got him. Jordan, what would you like to say to Bill? Your dad is here, obviously, other first responders and people in the crowd.
Well, first off, I got to thank a few people, starting with the first responders. I obviously wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Bill, who knows what would happen if he wasn't there, if he didn't help out. He didn't have to do what he did. Well, I didn't know them before, they didn't know me, and they saved my life, and I couldn't thank them enough. It really is crazy.
Jordan, get a good night's sleep. Thank you. We love you.
After the presentation, we were honored to spend time with these heroes, shake their hands, and hear their stories.
And to say thank you once again for all they do in sacrifice for their communities. They are truly the best of the best. Here at Hearts of Heroes, we have been so fortunate to meet and spend time with countless heroes across the nation.
we encourage you to stop by your local fire or police department, say hello, give them a thanks. It'll make a positive impact for both them and you. By the way, thank you for watching. We're gonna see you next time, right here on Hearts of Heroes.